the written curriculum.
Yeah.
Is our education curriculum not written by Ghanaians?
We have if you look at our curriculum that we have at the moment, written by Ghanaians, but look at the influence. Look at a subject like geography. We're learning about uvulas in Scandinavia and all these kind of things. You look at the way that we're taught history in senior high school. When we're talking about Ghana, we're talking about 14 whatever, the first Portuguese that came. The new curriculum that's been written starts from prehistory.
Oh wow!
There's a lot of excellent things that happened in this country before colonization. But because we have a formal education system, well, look at where formal education was brought. Formal education was brought to Ghana by the colonialists, right? It was brought by the British, and it had a very specific purpose. And its specific purpose was to persuade Ghanaians that European language is superior to Ghanaian language, that European culture.
Right. So this is a critical matter, sir. It borders on me, and the truth shall always come from a right source. And the Ukraine say yanshas yan church one fan chere Ghana for our yadwene say Bruni standard anane nhyehyeye a mo frɛ no formal education no ade a ebeboa wo eye papa bi a chen de obi abedwen. Now continuously na ye ka chere Ghana for say ye kasa education enye chinchina se obi aseti bibia ma question se kwansa na chese we educated person. Education a broad word. Now mama fa nko na yenhwe abrofo na nkasa nkyere mu ene wo monte ase se ye kasa education obi wo education a ede ade a o se education is the process is the process of receiving or giving a systematic instruction. Education is an instruction or a process of giving instruction, of systematic instruction, especially at the school or university. Brunin Anchechen was say education is a process. Just say education, no. Eye kwanya bia ye faso a ye di kyerɛkyerɛ obi ɛwɔ niema bia ya hyehyɛ ho. Nti a process of giving instruction, giving or receiving. See ye de mo anasa oje ɛwɔ nhyehyɛ anase ensem bi humra ho instruction. Either say school mu anase university. Pachotu any education o. Nti education enye objective, say a certain object. No, it's a subjective, a subject. And untina obia no e bibia osua nti ye kasa education a enye se we oka brofo nko a ana wasua broni kwan a ofasusua de nko a eye broad. Nti oman must have their own education system. Pachotieni. Now, broni we British ni. Me na me kan ye kan munti ase say ye formal education. Education school system na wo Ghana no. Ye ka say broni a mehye say wo fa be yi wa na fa be kikire ukuro. Sa bre no mo di school by no mo hu say another style of colonization say even though ebe many people hunu de wo mu krom but in order for them so betimi ni akasa di communication proper so that o ma kire de yenye pachotie ni pa o enti wo mu nim say schools nhyehyɛ no ide ama no ya to di kakrakasa education no education is broad enti mumu nyine no mo ankasa mo design mo educational policy pachotie ni asam ni say otam obianu obe prese ne tamfo mesan ho enti ye educated nyina no ye educated e wo broni hyehyɛ mu ena broni hyehyɛ so no empre ma wonya yie enkoto no kwam pajotie nie enti sa ye school system no ya ka se ade ba ko edi ehwemo kra ye kasa many party ase me busa wo a wo hweme da be no waso da ye a wo ti ase wo kasa obi kasa mu ananya kasa wo ti ase mu obi aso da ye wo te ne kasa wo te ne mother tongue na se ne mogya mu. Now me do bako parliament na broni aye British ni wo hu problem a e wo ye school system no we are just schooling. they teach us how to behave. Omo chere ye said ye besi aye te said ye omo pe. Nemu ye ankasa no we go to school but we are not educated. Because education enye objective subjective area bia on education level ho. Enti obi catch us what education am say this is a curriculum mo ne mo nyina mo ni so na onwene ho a obenya problem eno ne Africa Ghana ye nya problem. If you say said curriculum na British ni DJ no enye sa no de chichiri ni kuro. Enti busa say me be mo tias mafiri broni ho. Ono ye broni o, o ye British ni. Onim say enkasa mrenke ya dwene ho dadaada ne yankasa ye design ye education amene suit to the people, the culture, the tradition. Ese suit nipa no ye de ni suit ye. Ene ye mfa. But what ye ni pa? School na yakɔ ne bebrebe ene ye mfa ye environment no emfa ebabra. Eti ma ye sisifuo ye bokro no ye niema bebre tia ye. Nti wo de hwe obi ko school said day. Wo de hwe niema ya no mo ye. Hwe school fo niema mo ye ne Ghana. Wako broni school PhD wo de ne bedu ontimi nya hwe. Obi akɔ school sa wo ba be solve problem wa ba be pa adwuma na aye. One co school say yen fa one co school must say brabe increase problem. O co school ba say o be solve problem. Sana I mean new type of formal education and said ye city ase. It no matter to more the any informal, ye the any formal. China for no they did oman tiase. No British at really Hong Kong do be China dominate. And so o China, one school system is suited to your person we dachi. It will more policies and programs. Patriotic America no. Now, yentie broni where British ni or the year co school be or no ho no crowd the year co school be in patcho be was many yentie ni to us was.
How do you foresee the future of Ghana education in the next 30 years?
Okay. I'm not sure I can predict 30 years ahead. So let me say what I hope. Let me tell you my hope, right? In 5 years, right?
In 5 years.
Yes. My hope in 5 years is that. And by the way, this is based on evidence because we haven't even talked about teacher education yet. TTEL started to work in the colleges of education. So if you look at the way that the 46 public colleges train teachers now, it's very, very different to 2015. So my hope for Ghana senior high school system is that in 5 years' time, we have a Ghanaian curriculum written by Ghanaians, which focuses on Ghanaian history, Ghanaian culture, promotes Ghanaian language, gives Ghanaians a sense of pride and belief rather than believing that we're inferior to Europe or other places. We're not inferior to those countries, but we've had an education system which has reinforced that from a young age, and it's damaging. So in 5 years, having a curriculum that has corrected that and having a method of teaching and pedagogies that are encouraging young people to collaborate, to communicate, to think critically, and having an assessment system where you cannot chew, pour and pass and forget your way into tertiary education. And I think those things, you might think I'm crazy sitting here now, but look, 5 years' time, let's meet up again. And let's see how it's going. I think it's possible.
Awesome. So you said something very striking right now. Yeah. You said the written curriculum.
Yeah.
Is our education curriculum not written by Ghanaians?
We have if you look at our curriculum that we have at the moment, written by Ghanaians, but look at the influence. Look at a subject like geography. We're learning about uvulas in Scandinavia and all these kind of things. You look at the way that we're taught history in senior high school. When we're talking about Ghana, we're talking about 14 whatever, the first Portuguese that came. The new curriculum that's been written starts from prehistory.
Oh wow!
There's a lot of excellent things that happened in this country before colonization. But because we have a formal education system, well, look at where formal education was brought. Formal education was brought to Ghana by the colonialists, right? It was brought by the British, and it had a very specific purpose. And its specific purpose was to persuade Ghanaians that European language is superior to Ghanaian language, that European culture.
So you see, question is Obiabisa say, out there no British ni. What me identify as a big challenge we now no as foreigner no cry twin adwene so say if you be na brem so called formal education no ye eno nti e ma utimi ka brofo utimi behave to say broni na obi bia ye wotan no eye de no hu ne na onua Ghana ni say wono timi ka brofo ntentemti no o jai esa ye bebre hwan kra ne ma wo sa adwen ne say wo kasa wo hye wo ye nhye ya ma ho a wo bebre hwan ne ma wo sa adwen no busa ho say hwan ne ma wo sa adwen ne say me pese ye nhye ma ne ye nkrofo asi tu Dagoma for ye create a curriculum to suit this state, Gan State, Asante State, Fanti State. Why in catch us no dia be trouble? Why in your son? Because of mental slavery. TDA. On say, you finding it difficult. So be jiatum say, ye nipa ye 33 million. We bet me ye say ye biamana akwa ye interest. On say, but onana munim krofo bitimi tena se gitu the last 100 years ema broni kasa ema ne ye wode watena se adwene ho sa won se broni ni atwe adwene susu say hwe formal education no wana de baye colonial master ne de brew ena wo kire wo sade wo pesa wo ye nti ye ko school aye behave sade wo pesa ye ne ye eti eniema ebe suit ye environment no ye yi nyina fi baako ba onu kro mu ho no wo ye opposite to dia wo ye no or you opposite. But your school say, you create education system say, we are educating the people. What the encan bro from say, yet it's in Nipano, I'm one of solve environment any problem. Or mama are the problem. But then your school ba and na yasabe are the problem. Say we are unemployment graduates. Your school ba and you're very dependent on the government. There. Also, you're more dependent. Also, why you socialist. Socialism, but upasa utumpon socialism yɛmfa ntumpon emwa enti onso omo ye daso ye te say akoda ye tua no fo ano ye depend on aban ye dentia se school no de ma no na ye ase akoye say bunyina mabu yabubu mapre muntime nwene je se ye kasa munyina sa na madwene sa na ye school na ye enti ye uniform ye dila no so enye de beboa ye nemum Dabia ni ye twen say abrofo be ma green light. Enti broni ye onu free brete wonim de ne nananom ye en wo bie wadwenem. Say one day anka ne mpa eboni say Ghana fo no abetena se ne ye anka se ya twere ye curriculum brofo no fa kakraka bi eye nhye ye anka se ya ye adesua ho nhye ye say the next 20 years ye designing a full year agriculture ho education. What we interest so person we agriculture bia this is the curriculum I use and no the next 50 years ye way idea ye ade we dia ma afu ye ho the next 20 years ye pese ye nya omo a ometimi abu nkonta ho curriculum na say ho nhye ye ni wa we interest no fa obabra enye se chinchina esa wudi obi school system so obeye slave na wontimi enko wanim patriote de meka no iti mi hu broni na me say dabi wakama sembia mame na won so otia ebeye wode na one day umuma no will take over obi nka say wo ka brofo na ha me wo ka french you but school system na ma broni so called formal education no ama wani nyu bibia wo ya wode ya ho ade bia ya wode bia no wato atwene eye sa no ye wo ye sase be ya da bia obehunu so no ye superior than you and broni walk say ne nananom ye saa said ye be ya ohum sa wo ye inferior it wo ka da goma ka say your time o ka frafra wani nye wo ka asante kra no wadwa wo ti so bi ka asante kasa kra no wadwa wo fantini kra de bo wo pese obeka o ka brofo saa bon broni twa adwene so say wo man fa saa formal education na amre wo say wo betimi arise o said ye be ya obehum sa wo ye less. And the work and office oboa check the environment and they say oboa would just check the environment obi come from one ne age and na ye kasa nyina say kasa so ye tumi kasa ye nyansa e ma ye ntiase ba enu ntina o ma bia watu mpon opa abobone nhwade German for come kom kasa English for British for wo mo kom English America for ka American English Australia was a Australian English Canada was a British English, yes, I cut French, a Colonial mienu. China, Omukom Krom Kasa, India, ka Hindi, Portugal ka Portuguese. O se die. Ukrobe na etumpo ho so do bi kasa na etumpo ukrobe ya. Ko Arab, Dubai, wo muka Arabic. Ko Singapore, wo muka mu kasa. Malaysia, wo muka mu kasa, e kro nkete cosmetic countries kra na me ka kire no. Wo country bi etumpo a wo do bi kasa na tie dia. And don't mean can't say, or would be dear so into your encoho, Debbie, SS Salon. Eti, so formal education, you know, and ya DBS of the board, did you so I move need J, say, your formal education, and I maybe your formal education, and carry. Or be a informal sector, or Numinyan such a new part to do a good formal education, what more times 10. At the moment, I yent mean such standards in formal, you know. Da biano wo mo be able to sabrofo no ebebu wo mo be able to sabrofo na nimtia eti wahwa formal education for ni nyina no ayo ho say wo mo yetin goals they don't respect informal education for no omo mu omo en munye yeso da eti da biara so no be bokro no sa omo wiam omo be se ne ma no ntimi nya hwe eti tie de broni kan ne ento aso ene me ma wo show down
superior to Ghanaian culture and even though we've had independence, there's still elements of that we haven't shaken off in our system. Anytime you go to a school and you see don't speak vernacular, well, why shouldn't I speak vernacular? It's my language. So this curriculum is trying to consciously correct that. Kwame Nkrumah's decolonization of the mind is.
And me put content be say also body help me the content or the content be buy. Who say we are formal education. You be nothing wrong. Say yetimi kachira akoda say don't speak vernacular. Unim the danger in it ana. Unim how we was adie. Say wo kachira akoda wo ya anwunani, wo ye frafrani, wo ya santini, wo ye kwawuni, wo ye kuapimni, wo ya anwunani, wo ye sisale ni say men kan wo kasa wo ha wo kan e che say yemu. What bringing the planet down? What British no? Enti eyo fe say obiamo wa hye nhama say we your first name, second name. Wo first name dia Bruni din. Eyo fe. Enti Ghana your first language English. Hwede wo mo kire. Pacho yemini ho bio. Tie asem me no kan very crucial. But bia yigina no. The whole continent your problem. Yebetimi akabrofo kasa yebesua kasa bia bi but omani esese yenya kasa baako na bema yenya ntiase ebema yetimi anya atribu po yebetimi abopo yebetimi asipo a obi antimi hu de yepese yeye me busa say chere me country baako develop a enya ne kurom kasa na odi develop yi nana asebe ne say eye obi a wono kuta formal education din say mo yesa ade ase yebebo ka say yebebro unim mame nkyerɛw busa say eye de no mutimi translate Bible ko kasa bia bi mu a obi anim Bible mu kasa eno nko aka bibi kyerɛw onfana no sida yenko parliament yenko fa free parliament ba kyerɛw
is being included in the social studies curriculum.
Amazing. I have so much. You did not mention your name from the beginning.
Oh, sorry. My name's Robin. Robin Todd.
Right. So Yamfa Nasi, a big shout out goes out to high school. Yeah, and then one more years our video with many Japan me that say. Now, the same issue, me do co parliament na yako yanko even this political where there is CP PNC ni Bernard Mona or Kasembiti Hase. Me say asem no ye kasa no haye. Esese ye pe kasa baako. Bacho Bernard Mona or ye nodna. Ba wonim pefe say o man no ba bia ye gina no. Esese ye nya obi man ye bold to tell us say, hey, mama yensesa abrofo school system ni nyina yensesa no. Ye nya ni gidigidi kwa ye nya ni kakran na mu ade baako ne say kasa ne wom na ye de kira de enkoda ne ntiase. Kasa ne muaye. Tie bona Bernard Mona so oba be leader tiase mo kan no wase.
Why we are not progressing as a country is that Yakofa obi kasa ene ye di ejuma.
Yakofa obi kasa
ene ye di ejuma. Nti yesua kasa no ansa na yakosua ne ye pese ye mfa kasa no enye. So ansa na obey economics no you have to go and study English before you come and learn economics. Ansa na obey engineering no you have to go and learn English and now come and learn economics. But Oshe other countries across So we share the level of development between them and their language. Now, it said there is a connection, close spirituality between your language and your level of development.
Okasani Puntu,
Yes.
Awayongufa.
Japan, so Monka Brofo. Are they developed?
Very.
Ko China, so Monka Brofo. Are they developed?
Omko
Ko France, so Monka Brofo. Are they developed?
Omko.
Ko Germany, ko Belgium. Go to India. Go across the globe. Nashe, say Kasa and development. They match. Yen uko skua na mo say Kasa na yede awo. Kasa na ya wodie no. Say o kan wo skua na ya ma ochede say you are speaking vernacular. Until most people are omowa adwen kese. Omuntimi nsua brofo nti. Yeyi omu efi adusuamu. So we say that, look, there will be 3 languages. One, they say, Twi Akan will be national language.
Under the word.
I mean, you see, there will be a time where as I see it negotiating, where a man boomfu, and Kase, and Yamikasa, and you will be there, a bread to say, I say you compromise to each other. Tea the make and why. So, who near Dominitia? And no problem. But say, Obama Abontisuni, Abed take advantage of you, no dear, and Kamaunia won't take advantage of you. A deeper be in American way, a man in your ya. Bernard Mona not now. Or said ye, or no Nadrimu. So Kobe leader, and cat young tree baby over Kobia, catch you ho. Canadian national language. Afid Yakanino, yen promotono, babia yankan. Yen fat chin moon sadio babia. Now we hear the Academy in a young promoter, and then a year.
PNC.
Under the watch of PNC and Bernard Mona, a country.
National
language. Baby, will be as a over in crying. Now, Ga, which is the mother tongue, the language of origin, will become an additional course. Now, Hausa, Ufa Hausa, now if you will travel the whole of West Africa. And you can speak and get somebody to speak to. So in order to see the integration, you use Hausa. English, French will be optional. Wa open na wakosia. Me kasa anse me say uko abubuloshi, uko abosu kan any all the places. The big businesses are traders. Now how many of them can speak good English?
Right. So, hey, asami no kra. Uya hu hwe yi. Hey. Onim no kure why a politician onim say baby a yegina no yen compromise kakra ye nyai ye time free mu na yen hu se ye before sabon ti suni pa be defeat de mema me nua defeat ti ase sa baby a yeduru no me say emo bi anka nkere wo say brofo kan ye kan de be ko baby abrofo ni ni bi omo ye wo je say ka ututu kwan na nka utu kwa so na wo bie wani a ka beti de me kan ase Kaubeti ase. And now, our route, route to Nina say, or big Sasa Casa, or Sasa Diani, Sasa Woody, were defeat to an entire life. So, big Sasa Woody, or Casanu were Diani, were defeat to forever. Omunim abrofuni ni modachen. Bernard, thank you. I will see a wow, hear me. What's your point? Comment section. Now, Yanko Parliament, the same issue. And now, Speaker Babin, 2024 Parliament adopted say, see nya kasa you promote ye kasa ye fire kasa. Yentie Speaker Aban Babin, a bra would say, baby adunedi, enough is enough. Ye, Moma yen kayen for ye krum kasa and chere ye mad Parliament to crown. Say no, ye be mokan, ubiankan krum kasa, Moma yinti.
So we move away from the specific local languages to generalize, and I want to see it done. What we do is that the next recess will definitely transform this whole chamber, and we will try to put some of these IT systems in place for contemporaneous interpretation. In the absence of it, we will have to employ people in that area to assist us understand each other, because we will encourage members to speak in the local languages, not just English. And we also need more hands for the sign language. Now we have only about 3 or so who were casuals, but during my tenure we have processed and employed them permanently. And so we need more hands there too. And then we'll create employment for the people. I will direct that the relevant committees, the Committee on Education, the Committee on Culture and Tourism, the Committee on Finance is relevant because we need to allocate some budgetary provision to support the Ministry of Education and the other sector ministries for us to focus on our identity, including the English. Direct the committees to exploit it further with the sector ministries and then give us a comprehensive report to guide us as to the way forward.
Right, so that was Speaker Aban Babin. 2024 no Parliament, yes, baby, enough is enough. If you MPs about Parliament to Cranwa, Brofone can intine tenses and so-called grammatical correction and whatever need to know. Woman to mean Kasa. And so, Jan know what your campaigner, I know what dear campaign. When someone to me candidate, then you pump your campaign. Now, be through baby a yes, Shamra. As woman in an way, Canada, Esremonica, Fantinica, Angranica, near Chrim. Na ye hunu se no kore ye si ade po no na yakopɛ brofo na ye de adada nti obi kra nte brofo na se hwe obi te se chairman sabosu wote brofo to the sense say woni ni kasa woke ka brofo akase nti bebre MPs ni police ni bebre kra nte na se o ka brofo sa man no awurade chairman sabosu mi ana me boss no woke ka brofo akase se enti bebre nte na se on ba bia wan ni gina enti emfa na da ho se wo formal education ase wo culture ase wo tradition na abrofo enim nyansa wo mpasisi kura ya we se broni no obedi wo so na anfa suku amase wo de be yeye yenko school mfa nye ye wo Africa school no ye kono nyina no broni ye se ye service nti wo ba na wo depend wo government nti so hwa countries are Britain di wo so nyina no abeye a service countries it will all depend on government akoye socialist system but if we say what country be a developer in socialist ana obwa enye if you say so would ye dependent ratio ko high on this government enye ye enuntina wa hwe school fo ni na ye ko school ba gaban na nka gaban na ye we ma ya wo de obon se ye de nipa bi kra gugu area bi wo so ye ha de nka gaban ba ye kwan ma ya ye ha de aban betu nso ma ya a challenge. But one no individuals and the develop krono and no build government. Individuals, private sector, to move no build the government. See, government no what game na senti or by assisting individuals on mama rise. Yeah, no, you're training the mama ye a stamp block. It will no individual ni be makra one tiasie and intina obeko all the government institutions a be my own say I say obi business may be your target. Into the GRE for any one for no. Eya hwe aban offices no aba gigi so obeba no obetena se mesro we a wo ye wo de beboa ye nti ni say dabi obesa e wadwuma no obegu no wo de hwe customs and port ho Ghana need to me ko breast sakas niema di babate no say obedare no wo obegu no wo je ne niema na cotton auction or cotton niema na auction fi say trading ye de ama no wo no hunu so we different from you on tiase de nti a wo run sa business no on tiase Pato yente niye asema meka no ye nyina yasem ye nyina ye problem ye mada achinti me say education a broad word broni no aka say was the process of receiving or giving a systematic instruction from the school university and for the cause baby a child dey bia eti enye chinchina say we broni school and don't even can't me say, hey, me mammy dear no, or be a what's central market, aboblosi, why any business on the Okuta former informer, oh no, ye informer. Embra Sancrofono, a handle on economy for so long. Former education for you, basso corruption, Drigano, Dregu, no, when you say, we educated. we are scholars, we are not educators. Ya ko school ba ye ninim de school de wako ba unim de bia ye ni bi enu ntine ne ye ne nto so bia pa ban adwuma no wako bokoro no ko government worker ye se of your friend ghost names ayo of your eti so unim history a odwen sa broni agi wagye ade papa bi but on your call the ball is in your court ye wo per se mesesa no China for aye all countries ni na aye nti die ntine ye de ete ho se ya ade bi e den ma ye yes why na why can I wodia why can I wodia ye broni hye ye why can ya wodia why can ya wodia ba bi awiase adui obi da wade akwa hwehwem na yidi ye enti o ka ho se na se ne broni na ye bibia hye na o kire nti sabe broni se ye sabe yenko die agana ya na ye di wo ho se won ye nti momi ya nwen kwa akiri ya nwene dwene bia dwene nim ne tie nsam na ye ka biem na waye keno eye institution ye betimi asesam bibia paper no ma print every document be paper ye print ye wodua ye enua kra de ye paper ye na ye mama nya excuses na ye nsua nyanse wo wiase na bibifo ye a whole continent. Anyway, this is the reason so your friend what this year ba me dey see say wo drop your comments in some media man we what dwene say be fair in your tanya ma e ya on free na yebeko why pachoya na like video no or subscribe to the channel. We have a lot. Why Mr. subscribe to the channel, like video no, drop your comments asema making woni me nya adwen woni me ya adwen drop a comment di ntia woni me nya adwen comment section ya wodia me da sefa wate yebeto aso. This is the reason so logical reasoning and the reason so